On the winter evening of June 9, 1979, families poured through the smiling entrance of Sydney's Luna Park, expecting an ordinary Saturday night. Children laughed, couples strolled the midway, and parents trusted the environment completely. The ghost train stood as one of the park's oldest attractions. To visitors, it was a classic dark ride, a maze of winding tracks, flashing lights, and mechanical monsters, offering manufactured, harmless frights. Late that evening, several groups climbed into the ride's small cars. As they traveled deeper into the painted corridors, everything around them appeared to be functioning exactly as designed. Then, the environment shifted. Witnesses inside the carriages reported seeing a thick veil of smoke cutting through the artificial darkness. The ride was intentionally built to disorient the senses. Because the space was already filled with theatrical tricks and sudden surprises, that core design effectively camouflaged a real-world threat until escape became nearly impossible. Hidden behind the painted skeletons and jump scares were massive amounts of highly combustible materials. Decades-old dry timber, fabric drapes, and layers of heavy paint allowed the sudden flames to accelerate at a terrifying speed. The fire quickly breached the exterior, yet people standing just outside the entrance watched the flames pour from the building and assumed they were seeing a new, elaborate special effect. That illusion of safety broke. Bystanders realized it was a real emergency, but by then, the entire structure was engulfed in intense heat and suffocating black smoke. Park staff rushed to help, followed quickly by firefighters, but the building's internal supports gave way. The rapid structural collapse trapped those still inside, and made any further rescue attempts physically impossible. When the ash finally settled, investigators made a heartbreaking discovery. 1 adult and 6 children had died. The tragedy gripped the nation, leaving everyone asking a single question: how did this happen? The morning after the fire, the focus shifted from rescue to a methodical, urgent investigation. Finding a point of origin meant searching through a heavily burnt, complex debris field of warped metal and dense ash. The total destruction erased the most obvious clues. Investigators proposed their first working theory: an accidental electrical fault. The ride relied on aging wiring to power its mechanical effects, and a stray spark could have easily ignited the dry timber. They also considered a second accidental cause. A single discarded cigarette from a passing patron, dropped into the wrong corner of the dimly lit track, might have been all it took to start the inferno. Both of these scenarios fit the physical environment. But as officials spent days searching through the ruins, neither theory yielded the definitive physical proof required to close the case. Without clear evidence of an accident, investigators had to confront a darker possibility: arson. They had to investigate if the fire was deliberate human malice. The public demanded answers. This pressure launched extensive official inquiries and police investigations that spanned several years, scrutinizing witness accounts and analyzing the charred remains. Despite the massive effort, the technological analysis yielded nothing conclusive. No single cause could be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. Eventually, the trail went entirely cold. This dead end compounded the tragedy. It framed the event as an enduring mystery, leaving the families of the victims to navigate their grief without receiving true closure. The story commanded the attention of the entire country, dominating the front pages of newspapers from coast to coast. For decades, amusement parks were seen as safe sanctuaries for families. This single night broke that perception, causing parents nationwide to look at fun houses and thrill rides with new suspicion. That public outcry translated into direct policy changes. Lawmakers implemented strict updates to fire safety standards, restricting combustible building materials and demanding clear protocols for emergency exits. The 7 victims became the catalyst for an overhaul of national ride inspections and emergency planning requirements that remain in place today. Luna Park continues to operate today. It stands brightly on the harbor, using the strict safety systems implemented in the wake of the 1979 fire. Yet behind the vibrant paint and the spinning Ferris wheel, there lies a dark, permanent chapter of Australian history. Memorials and ongoing documentaries continue to keep the memory of the victims alive. For thousands of Australians, Luna Park was supposed to be a place of joy. But on one winter night, an ordinary ride turned laughter into panic. The physical flames disappeared long ago, but the questions and the memories remain.